Good evening and welcome to the second round of the Run Hub Season 17. This time we are here at the Podium tier and we are here in Bahrain once again, just like in qualifying night in Sakhir. And I would like to welcome my co-commentator at first, so welcome Minty.
Hello everyone.
And I'm once again glad that we are here at this wonderful circuit. And as I've just mentioned, we had the qualifying night here. And Minty, we can just start with the qualifying night as a little review on how the circuit was.
I mean, it was a pretty difficult one in my opinion for the drivers. A lot of lockups, especially into turn 1 and turn 11 or 12, turn 10, sorry. It was turn 10. Of course, it's a downhill left-hander. Nearly everybody who doesn't have ABS on will lock up there somewhere in the race. So that will be maybe like a danger zone for the drivers. But it was very close in the qualifying night, and I hope we see that here tonight.
Absolutely. And speaking of close, yeah, we had a close race in Austria as well. And I think you can agree with me that we had a really close qualifying and a really close race in Austria with a lot of fighting, battling, and of course the drama with the penalties. So, Minty, what do you think about the previous race? And do you think that the form can be transported here to Bahrain?
I mean, in my opinion, it was a brilliant race. The race was decided on penalties, which we don't like to see, but the drivers were pushing the limit a little bit too much. So Rainman, he came across the finish line in first position, but it was Rich 500 who took the win because he didn't have any penalties, unlike Rainman. And the White Fountain, he got promoted from around P5 and P6 up to second, so it was a great conservative drive from the Mercedes driver. But it will be very important for the racing point of Rich 500 to keep his momentum into this round, and his teammate Estimat, he will have to definitely step up if he wants, if they want any chance in the Constructors' Championship, as we only have 10 rounds, so every round really matters.
Indeed, and I would say I would go through the race results then in the detail, if you would like me to do this.
Okay, go for it.
So we have Rich 500 who has won the race ahead of White Fountain in P2. Then with Rayman in third, Vitinha in fourth. So the Brazilian who drove the Williams last year now joined the Mercedes team. Had a let's say decent race. And with Calvin P5, the best McLaren in the field, and of Troy and Jordan P7. So the sole Haas in the points. Ahead of Lawrence Day, who had some impressive pace, but let's say his strategy call wasn't the best, and his luck wasn't also there. So maybe he can improve today. 9th was Dexter. 10th in 10th position we had Liam RBS. Then we have Cam 11th and James in 12th. And the fast lap in the top 10 goes to Troy B. And after that, the second fast lap goes to TC13, the Alfa Romeo driver. Both will pick up another point. And the pole position went to Rich. And driver of the day, voted by you guys, was Tribe 97.
Now, I was quite surprised by the driver of the day, as initially we both picked Rich 500. He dominated that Grand Prix, but then Tribe, he did some amazing overtakes, and he got the driver of the day at the end of the day.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I think both did a decent job. And, yeah. I think the fans have spoken, and I think we could say it was well deserved. And, yeah, we'll just pick up some stewards' reports as well. There was only one incident between Liam and King J. It was in corner 1. We had a little ding-dong. But at the end, there was no further action between these two. So no penalties for the drivers.
Yeah, Liam was quite salty after that one, as we saw in the pre and post race interviews. He did say, if I can just find it, that he was not happy with last week, especially with some of the drivers referring to King J.
And he also mentioned that he tries to stay away from King J, so we will see about that if this really works.
I mean, if they do qualify next to each other, I don't think he'll be staying away from him that much unless he just decides to go to last position.
Yeah. It would be funny to see drivers just dropping back because they don't want to be next to someone, but, well, would be
I mean,
not great as well.
yeah, it will be interesting, but it will also be a little bit annoying because we do want to see these close races.
Absolutely. And at best, we want to see some close races like in Austria. And as we've talked about it, the race was pretty close. And yeah, we will go through some key facts on Bahrain now. So the track went on the F1 calendar in 2004 and has stayed there ever since, except for 2011, where the circuit or when the Grand Prix was cancelled because of political reasons. And well, the track had some refinements in terms of track layout. I remember the 2010 layout, the longer one, or just recently the outer layout. And yeah, so there are multiple layouts here in Bahrain to be driven on, and we've seen it this year that the outer layout is also a great one to race. And also another fact, the Bahrain Grand Prix was also a midday race, not the night Grand Prix like nowadays. Was before 2014, so from 2004 to 2013 that we had midday races, and they only switched to night racing after the 10th anniversary and has stayed ever since like that.
Yeah, it was also unfortunately cancelled in 2011 due to protests. But last time in Podium tier, when Bahrain was on the calendar, it was Eve Hannon who won the Grand Prix, then Nicky, who is not joining us here tonight, but he is in the driver's list. He was supposed to be partnering Jordan, and then Astronaut, who is in the McLaren, he finished third.
Yeah, that's maybe something McLaren wants to repeat with their current drivers. I think they aren't that bad, so they did a decent job last time, especially Kelvin. I mean, he finished in a solid fifth position, so I think we could expect a bit from him. Or what do you
Yeah,
think?
that is for sure. I'll be hoping to see something from him, and it will definitely make it interesting. But the first car out on track is Cam, of course. Maybe still a little bit salty that he didn't get the call up to the big team, staying in the yellow outfit for the next season, and he'll be trying to impress the top teams.
Yeah, but let's say his outing Austria wasn't the best, so he needs to put in some more effort in to impress the top teams. But I mean, there's still 9 rounds to go, so there's still plenty of time left.
That is for sure, but yes, plenty of time, but at the end of it all, it's only 10 rounds. So it does seem like a lot, but if you're in a championship fight, one bad result and it could be over for you.
Yep, that's true. And well, just I will just go through the fields. So here we have Rich. Well, do you have some more pieces of interviews we could use for now?
Well, Rain Man, he was a little bit of a cheeky one in the interviews. In the post-race interview, the question was, what do you expect at Bahrain? And he just sent a link of a music video of No Rain by Blind Melon. So, a little bit of a jokester he is, predicting that there will be no rain, and I'm guessing that will be true.
Yeah, I mean, we've never seen a wet race around Bahrain. We only had a little bit of rain this year, but only a little bit, and it wasn't really for that long. So, yeah, there's no real possibility of rain here. I'll just do a lap here around Bahrain with Rayman, so you'll see a little lap. Or do you want to do this?
I can go do this coming up to turn 1, 330 kilometers per hour. Not sure how much that is in miles per hour going into turn 1. Really heavy braking zone, a great overtaking opportunity. But back on the power now into a left-hand kink, and DRS wide open for the second out of 3 DRS zones on this track. Now going into turn 4, a really difficult corner in my opinion. Really easy to lose the traction on that one. Going into the S section. Now, this of course wasn't featured on the outer layout we had a couple of weeks ago in real life F1. And now coming up to probably the most difficult corner on this track, turn 10, especially for no ABS users, as you can really easily lock up there, downhill, left-hander, and you're turning while braking. Now on the third DRS zone, going into the medium speed, nearly high speed corners, and in the right hander, really easy to lose the car on the curbs on the right, on the inside. So it's important not to touch the tyres on that curb. And now coming up to the penultimate 2 corners, onto the penultimate corner, and then a right hand kink that is technically a corner, but nobody really sees it as one. And now DRS wide open, and that is a lap of the Bahrain International Circuit.
Yeah, it was a decent lap from Raymond as well. A 1:27.1, only 2 tenths behind the next car with mediums, and it is Lawrence D. Rich, meanwhile, is back on top with a 25.5.
Now, could we see the Racing Point streak of pole positions carry on? If I did the maths correctly, it was 5 or 6 at Austria. So could we see 6 or 7? I'm not too sure which is the correct number, but it's a lot of pole positions in a row.
Yes, and he also mentioned in the post-race interview that he hopes that the Austrian Grand Prix wasn't a one-off, and at the moment it looks like it is a little streak of good form from Rich.
Well, yeah, he'll be hoping to keep that good run-up firm for the rest of the season, as every driver does. So it's going to be really important, and it's also going to be really important to see how the Mercedes fare out here tonight, as they are also in the championship fight, the lovely black Mercedes in the night sky of Bahrain.
Yes, and let's go through the field. So we have Zeep and P2. So he makes his debut in the season with Ferrari in round 2 after missing Austria. And he had a decent lap time here. And then we have Mats in P3 and the rookie Flies in P4. So at the moment a decent qualifying for the Williams driver.
Yeah, that is very true. But going back on Zipa, someone in the comments, he said that he's going to put a side bet and he'll put 50 on Zipa to make it to the top 3. So we'll see if he wins that bet with himself or not.
Yes, and you've spoke about the battle between Mercedes and Racing Point. Not only it happens in the Constructors' Championship, but it happens already in qualifying. Look at Vitinha, who is a P1.
Ah, that's very close. And let's see, Matt, we can see there in P4, but the gap between Vitinho and Rich, it's only 0.04 of a second. So it's really close off the top, and the 4 Mercedes, 2 pink Mercedes and the 2 black Mercedes battling up the top, just like they did last season.
Yes, and I would just go through the Constructors' Championship at the moment. So, as we've mentioned, Mercedes and Racing Point back in the fight for the title in P1 and P2. Mercedes still have the upper hand at the moment with 29 points. 9 ahead of Racing Point, and with AlphaTauri in P3. Better than the A team Red Bull, but only by 3 points. And with McLaren P5 with 10 points. Then with Haas with 6. Then with Alfa Romeo with 1 point behind the American team, and actually with the similar amount of points than Williams. So Alfa Romeo Williams with the exact same amount of points, Renault in P9, of course Ferrari without any points at the moment because no one has raced.
Now, looking at the Constructors' Championship, some people might be looking at it saying, why do they have so little points, for example, Racing Point? Because usually they would have 25 points, but they only have 20 today. Because there is a new point system in one hub, and it goes like this: that first position grabs 20 points, second position grabs 17, third gets 14, fourth 12 points, then it goes on 10 points, 8 points, 6 points, and then the gap between the points gets really small here. It goes 5 points for 8th place, 4 points for 9th place, 2 points for 3 points for 10th place, 2 points for 11th place, and 1 point for 12th. So that will keep it very close in the midfield and even up the top. And in my opinion, it's a good point system.
Yeah, I think it's better than the current real-life point system, as James Dovey puts the AlphaTauri in P3. Good pace there by the AlphaTauri. Well, to be honest, I think the best point system would be the one between 2003 and 2009, because, I mean, it felt like a reward to score points. Like, you had to be really good, and you had to have a bit of luck as well, but when you earn points, it feels like a big gift for the driver and the team. And was also one of the questions in the pre-race interview, what the drivers think about the new point system. Most were actually positive, like Dexter or Tribe, but Liam wasn't really the biggest fan of it. He prefers the real point system a bit more. So the drivers are also a bit divided in terms of this new point system.
That is very true. Rich also mentioned that he doesn't like the new point system because, as he said, that he is a very consistent driver. So that will definitely help him if that consistency comes into place this season. But going back to 2008, in my opinion, that was the best one, as it rewarded the top 8. And the top 6 back before the 2003, if I'm not mistaken, point system. I think that was a little bit too difficult to get, especially if we had top 3 teams fighting at the top. But the 8, in my opinion, is the best, and it was pretty simple as the winner, was it 10 points?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 10 points that the winner got, and it's not anything ludicrous like Mercedes scoring 400 points in real life. So it was nice and simple.
Yep, that's true. And, well, I think we will have a look into the qualifying session again. Oh god, there was a bit of traffic here for Rich. Oof.
And it was of Vitinho. No conspiracy theories from me this time, but I sure do like them.
Well, that was a bit of a disappointment there for Rich, and meanwhile Tribe has a lot of issues here in terms of the internet maybe. He once again dropped out of the session, the Red Bull driver, who was also present in the driver's press conference, and the question, kind of was like if he was actually struggling with the right line, or if he doesn't really care about it. So it refers to the amount of penalties he's got. And he actually said to himself, or he said to the press, that the penalties ruined his race, and in his honesty, he was really surprised that it happened, but he aims to improve it.
Yeah, also on him, he did say that he will be fighting, he wants to fight Tribe in the championship. Oh, that will be probably a battle to look out for, but Tribe is of course having the internet issues.
Well, let's hope that Tribe can get it fixed, because it would be great to have a big field today. I mean, 19 people is a good amount so far. Let's hope we can keep it up. Or maybe we will see 20 drivers then in the future, which would be even better.
That's true. And look at the top four, only separated by 0.2 seconds. And
Yes.
it's really close, but Zipa, he takes 4th position away from SC Mats, really close up at the top. And yeah, we can see the battle of, there were 2 Racing Points and the 2 Mercedes developing. And some outsiders like AlphaTauri and Zipa.
Yes, and Minty, just a little question. Do you have the team's press conference?
No, I don't.
Okay, well, I have them. So there were 2 teams here. So we had Red Bull and Haas. We'll continue with Red Bull, I think. So just as a little, how do you say it? Fuck. Well, as little. Okay, I'll just continue on. So Red Bull has scored a podium Austria, also here in podium tier, but there was some questioning the paddock that AlphaTauri could be the #1 team because they had a good effort here last weekend, also here in the podium tier with Rayman, and Red Bull simply answered that, of course, was a huge disappointment, but there are no plans to prioritize AlphaTauri at the moment. And there was also Haas, and I think they have only got 1 car today, and it's with Jordan. And look at Jordan, he's P3, so good effort from him. And just fittingly, there's a question about if he regrets his, or if Haas regrets their driver's choice, and they basically said no. So not yet in the moment, and I think that's definitely the right answer because look at Jordan, he has the pace so far.
Yeah, I think that might be a little bit related. I have a feeling they got asked this question because of the real life events with Nikita Mazepin. So a bit of a topical one in my opinion. That's why they chose that, but with 3 minutes remaining on the clock, the drivers will be now going out on their last flying laps.
Yes, we see Rich out on track, and we have Liam also out on track. So, Red Bull, once again, not a good qualifying at the moment, but I think there's still a chance to improve themselves, especially now that the qualifying session is near the end. The grip is on its highest level, and now we see even more drivers exiting the pits. So, Calvin, Lawrence D, Astronauty as well. But let's have a look at Rich. He will start his lap anytime soon. Final corners, and off he goes.
Now, going into turn 1, Rich 500. He might see a lot of traffic here, but he just got ahead of the Ferrari of Zipa, so he's in luck there. No one's slowing him down. DRS wide open going into the turn for a right-hander, which would have turned into a left now for the outer layout, but this is the Grand Prix layout going into the S's now. 5th gear, keeping it 5th gear, 6th gear now, really easy to lose on that curb as there's a glitch on it where you can just really ride it. And now, going into turn 9 and 10, as I said, really easy to lose it there, but he does have ABS turned off, and he does takes the corner really well. DRS wide open. He is one of the only drivers on the flying lap currently. Locks up a little, might have ruined his lap potentially. And now, as we see here, he's 2/10 off of his lap time, and he did lock up into that corner, and that might be his lap over.
That's not good. Coming around the final corners again. Let's have a look. But it doesn't look that good for him. And nope, it isn't an improvement. So, yep, that's his lap. No improvement so far. That's the big chance for the rest to jump him. Maybe even for SC Mats, but he is in traffic. Oh, that's not good.
That's really not good, and you'll definitely be hindered by the two AlphaTauris up ahead.
Absolutely, it's not like the real life where, yeah, basically where it's just okay. Oh, he added lockup as well. Not a good position for estimates, but let's have a look then. So we had Liam moving up to P8, and he's still in a lap actually, I think. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he might be, but that will not be the best for him as his tyres will be pretty worn at the end. And of course, park firming regulations apply here. So he will probably go for an early pit stop.
Yeah. So Lawrence D moves up to P3. That was a surprise. Where did he come from?
I've got
And
absolutely no idea, but great lap time from him. So
yeah.
Rich 500 invalidated his lap time.
Oof. So TC moves up to P7. Let's have a look into the McLaren of Astronauty. P17. Next will be Red Bull. He's also coming in. Next will be Ferrari of Zipa. And no improvement again. Next one is Dexter. Oh, also improved only by one position. So who's the next one? It's an AlphaTauri.
ST Matt Pitts, third. A great lap time from him. Maybe getting some DRS from the drivers in front. Vitinho improves, but marginally. And White Fountain, he doesn't improve 1.5 tenths lower than his previous lap time.
And also Jordan coming in. So no improvements here for these guys. Rich can be a bit lucky here because he's messed up his lap, and at the end he will still be in P2.
That is very true, but a great performance from ST Mats, who finished third in the qualifying session, and if you could run us through the grid for tonight's race.
Yes, so we have Vitinho in P1, I have Rich, so you could basically say Mercedes 1-2 if you are really mean. Then we have ST Mats in P3 and Lawrence in P4. Then we have for Jordan, Right Fountain, Zipa, Rayman, TC, James Dovey, Cam P11, the first Renault. Then we have Liam P12, and have King J, Kelvin, Flies, Kong Hofner, Dexter, and Astronauty and Tribe without any time.
I wonder if Tribe will be joining us. I think he will be. I didn't see him leave again.
But can I just mention one thing? The whole grid is within a second.
I didn't see that. That is, I mean, really close margins. Kind of reminding me of Formula 2. Yeah, it's really close here.
That's true. I mean, that's really great here. I mean, the competitiveness of this field, really good job there by the organizers to sort the drivers to a correct tier. And at the moment, it really shows. What a close field.
Yeah, but the top are on the top, as always. Rich 500, Vitinho, White Fountain, and ST Mats. He's hoping to get to not get a puncture this race, as he did on the hards at Austria, and he'll probably be switching up the strategy a little.
Maybe, but we will see. I think this time it might work out for him. Just as a little thing here now that we are waiting for the formation lap, it's time to mention some of the sponsors, and I will start with Next Level Racing. They will provide the rigs for the Going Gets Tough Awards winner, and yeah, I think you can continue.
We also got Vespertine sponsoring us. They stream on Twitch, so please check them out. And Liam RBS. Also, he is actually joining us here tonight in Podium tier as a driver. I'm not sure if he'll be streaming this race, but also go check out his Twitch, providing a lot of the trophies. So really thankful for the 3 sponsors.
Yes, and if you want to see an onboard of a driver, you could check it out as Twitter, yeah, as Twitch, as Minty has mentioned, if he streams then. And let's have a look into the tire selection. So we see, of course, the top 10 picking the soft tire, but we have 4 drivers on the mediums from P11 to P14, and Tribe also going for the medium tire. So that's going to be interesting.
Of course, a mandatory 2 stop here in one hub for the last couple of seasons now, and it definitely shakes up the grid sometimes. But I wonder if the soft runners will just be trying to get a better start than the 4 ahead of them. Get ahead of them and just try maybe to run in clean air and extend the gap as far as possible to get a pit stop on them.
Yes, just a little question for you. What do you reckon is the best strategy?
The best strategy, in my opinion, it will be definitely starting on the softs. A good start is very important in my opinion. And of course, when the drivers are really bunched up, you need that grip. Then you'd probably go on to... I'm just doing the maths in my head right now. Probably medium. Because the 2 mediums will probably last to the end of the Grand Prix, or else a soft, medium, soft. That could also work out, but in my opinion, the middle stint will be the hardest stint.
Yes, thank you for the analysis. And it will be interesting to see which strategies drivers will go on. Of course, there's always the possibility of a safety car to deploy at any given time. So this could completely ruin the strategy, could completely kill the analysis Minty did.
And also, just as a quick stat, mentioning the safety car, 46% of the incidents reported from last season, from the last time we raced here in the steward's office, was from Podium tier. So they'll be looking for a cleaner race tonight.
Yes, and now we just wait for the start of the Bahrain Grand Prix. And just wait for lights. Here they are. 4 lights, 5 lights, and the Bahrain Grand Prix is on the way. And who has the best start? And it looks like Which has a decent start. Look at the Ferrari, he's a bit wide. Look at the Mercedes, the White Fountain. He's on the inside of the Williams. Oh no, he isn't. Look at Which here, meanwhile. He was on the inside of Vitinho. He was same P2. There's some bumping there. There's a crash. There's a spinning Williams, I believe. And there's some people going off the road. Oh, that wasn't Williams, that was Raymond. Sorry for that. Which, meanwhile, tried to take the lead of Vitinho, but he didn't. And he was staying P2 again. So, already an interesting starting phase here for the drivers. There's the Williams going wide. That was Flies here, actually. And they went 3 wide into, I think, corner 7, 8. Oh god, there's some more bumping in the back. So, an hectic start phase.
That is for sure, and Rainman, unfortunately, they're starting P8 down to P19, and the driver's really bunched up here now. And they'll be looking for DRS as soon as possible to try to get a move on, as Vitinho is extending his lead on Rich to 7/10 already.
Yeah, good first lap from Vitinho. That was really important to stay in the lead, because now he has the clean air, and now he can push like he wants. Except if he wants to save the tires, of course, but he had the opportunity, and Rich will have the disadvantage of having the dirty air. And so Vitinho the lead. Then we have Rich, Estimat, Zepa, and Lawrence D. That's the top 5. Let's have a look into the position changes. And at least, okay, not yet, because we have the glitch again. So we wait about this. And we just have a look through the field to see a bit more battling. At the moment it is really that spectacular, but of course it's still lap 2. Not that. I thought Kong Hoff was trying it on the inside of Kelvin, but at the end he didn't.
Have they fixed? No, they haven't. Yes, they have now. So it's Vitinho first currently, Rich 500 second, SC Mats third, Zipa right behind SC Mats. He is in 4th position. Lawrence 5th, White Fountain 6th, TC 7th. Right behind him is James Dovey, and right behind him is Jordan.
Yeah, and just want to have a little mention to Zipa and Astronauti. Both gained 3 places on the starting phase, so good job to them. Oh, there was a Williams going wide. That was Lawrence D. And now White Fountain had a little chance, but he didn't capitalize on it. So he will stay in P6
Lawrence
for now.
Going wide again. Not doing great under pressure he is. But now White Fountain, he won't have the RS, but he does have the power. Overtake mode. And will he pull out for a move? Yes, he does. He goes for a move down the inside of turn 1. Will he make it stick? No, he doesn't. Lawrence Z stays ahead of him, but now White Fountain will have the DRS. Looking a little bit shaky on the traction, but now TC's going for a move on White Fountain. And will he make the move stick? No, he doesn't. They're still going side by side, but TC will pull it back into a racing line, I think. And he lets White Fountain be ahead of him for another lap.
Wow, it was really close between these guys, but no damage, thank God. And these guys can now continue to drive. But Lawrence really looked a bit unstable here with his car. So he really isn't enjoying the time so far, being under pressure for the Mercedes.
Yeah, definitely outbraking himself a little bit too much. He has to find that comfortable pace that he definitely had in qualifying, as he did push quite high up, especially for a Williams. So he just has to get into the groove of things.
Yes, but I mean, if we would have had the real performance, we could have said that the Williams is a poor car, but now we can't really say that. But I mean, there's still maybe some minor differences in terms of handling. So maybe Lawrence isn't really liking the handling differences of the Williams at all. But I mean, he still has a decent pace, but I hope now he can find a consistency. Look at TC. He is really pushing.
Yeah, TC is definitely on a mission right now. White Fountain looking very iffy on the exit of turn 2. So TC will be looking for an opportunity maybe into turn 3 or 4. I'm not too sure which one that is. Well, we see him now catching up to White Fountain. He is now within 4/10 of the Mercedes driver, and he'll be looking for a move on him in the next few laps.
Yes, but he's also under pressure from the AlphaTauri of James Dovey. So he needs to do the best he can to represent the team. They had a good race in Austria, but at the moment it isn't really looking that good. Rayman in the back and James only P8. But I mean, the race is still young, so there's still plenty of time.
That is very true now. James right on the back of TC. TC dropped off a little, as there is a midfield battle between the two McLarens, going side by side through turn 11 and 12, as now VER Kelvin takes a really wide line, and he is under pressure from Kong Hofner. And Kong Hofner goes for a move down the inside. Do they make contact? They do a little. Kong Hofner on the softs. He does have the better tyres. And now, could it be a double overtake on Astronauti? He's pulling into the slipstream. Kong Hofner goes for a move on VER Kelvin. Oh, he locks up, nearly hitting his teammate. Kong Hofner still on the inside now. They make more contact. I think that's the move sealed for Kong Hofner, or is it? Kelvin, I don't think he will have enough speed. No, he doesn't. He will try to go around the outside, but he thinks better of it, and he lets Kong Hofner through. And that's Kong Hofner into P14.
Some great battling there in the midfield, just like we would like to see in real F1. Hofner with a big lockup here. And yeah, where could we switch? I mean, the top, they're close, but they're not really willing to attack, so they're pretty passive at the moment. They're just waiting for the right opportunity. But look at White Fountain, he really is dropping big against Lawrence D. He's really losing time, and if he isn't careful enough, he will lose the DRS train. So this could be also a huge factor today.
Yeah, and also Rich up in the front, 5 tenths between him and SC Mats. Maybe some team orders happening there. As Rich 500, does he pull in? Yes, he does. Just like Vitinho, Vitinho goes into the pit. Really early pit stops from the two of them. TC also follows them in, and I'm quite surprised how early they're coming in.
Yeah, that's pretty early, I believe. I think he could go a bit longer with those tires. But I mean, maybe we don't know something they know. But
I think this might be a soft, medium strategy in this case, because I doubt they'll be getting another stint on the softs.
yes. So, well, let's have a look. Which driver should we have a look? Okay,
Maybe Dexter or else
Yeah.
Astronauti, both looking really close to their rival.
Oh, look at Astronauti here. He's really close behind Jordan.
But Kelvin is really close behind Astronauti, so it could be a three-way fight, potentially into turn one, unless they decide to pit in. Well, Kelvin won't, because he is on medium tires.
Yes. And also a little reminder, the drivers have to do 2 stops here, so there's no 1 stop possible. There's a yellow flag. Who's this? That's Flies.
Flies.
Oh dear. And it calls a virtual safety car.
Virtual safety car. This is a lifesaver for SC
Oh
Mats,
no!
Zipa and everyone else.
Oh
As
no!
SC Mats gets a 5-second time penalty.
Oh.
What a disaster, as Rainman decides to overtake 2 cars going into the pits, doing a Sebastian Vettel, and he overtook Kong Hofner and Dex Dexter. Absolute amazing move from him under the VSC.
Yeah, this will be a huge disadvantage for the drivers who have already pitted. Look at that Vitinho, where will he end up? He will end up behind his teammate. Oh dear. And look at James. He's out of Rich, so a poor strategy for them apparently at the moment, but it wasn't their fault, it was because of the VSC. So we could say he did a Jack Aitken there at Flies, and he caused a little bit of confusion here for the drivers.
Yeah, Flies, very unfortunate. He lost his car, as I said, on the inside of the right-hander, the really high-speed right-hander that you just, as soon as you get on that curb on the inside, you basically lose control, and that's what happened to Flies, and he got a broken front wing and caused a VSC.
Yes, it really reminds me of Aiken there, but on a different place then. And we see some moves to the back, but it was also now passing the ghost of Tribe. Oh, we had TC having a little look against Rich.
Rich 500 in an uncomfortable position, especially as the championship leader. He's already outside that 1 second that he needs to have DRS, so he'll be out of that DRS train, and TC will be trying to make the most of that advantage over Rich.
Yes, and look at how late TC is braking here. Maybe now he has the DRS, but I think now he's ruined him. Oh no, there's no. There is DRS. Sorry for that. But he is a bit too far behind now, simply because of that one mistake. But maybe now, there's still a second DRS zone, and maybe now he might be able to place the car for an attack. Okay, I think even here it's a bit far away. There's another yellow flag.
Now, yellow flags. VR Kelvin from the lead of the Grand Prix. I think he spun it. Yes, he has. And he's down to second place.
Oh, another yellow. That's King Jade gone.
More yellows. King Jade.
Oh my god, what is happening here?
And the drivers are just losing traction. It's like Turkey all over again.
Yeah.
Ice skating on this track. As I said, the really difficult corner that really easy to lose the traction, as we saw Sebastian Vettel in 2019 do the exact same while he was battling Lewis Hamilton, I want to say.
So the traction there pretty hard. There's another move. Okay, that's Kinjay once again passing Ghost. Red Kong Hoffman there behind Dexter. Dexter locking up pretty heavily there indeed. So once again that double left-hander where drivers without any sort of ABS will have a huge disadvantage.
That's true, as Cam is leading the Grand Prix pretty convincingly with a 10-second lead over VR Kelvin and a 17-second lead over SC Max once penalties apply, as SC does have to take a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
So Mats, he still has some bad luck, but well, the race isn't over yet. So we have Kong Hoffman now also passing Dexter, by the way. Let's have a look at Right Fountain. He's behind Lawrence D, and he's closing in, I believe.
Yeah, once again behind Lawrence D, and as soon as the White Fountain gets within that 5/10 of Lawrence D just seems to outbreak himself. He just doesn't know what to do under pressure, which isn't the best for Lawrence. But as we saw White Fountain, he lost a lot of time to Lawrence in some corners. So it's a little bit of a 50-50 between the two.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, now I think Lawrence is pulling away a bit, so maybe he has found his rhythm for now.
That's true, but look at the ERS difference. Lawrence is using all his overtake mode. He's down to 1%, while White Fountain is doing an amazing job on conserving his ERS. He is on 86%, so he'll have more of it to use while trying to overtake the Williams.
Yeah, this could be a massive disadvantage here for Lawrence D.
But now James Dovey, will he go for a move on Vitinho? No, he doesn't. Vitinho was weaving on the pit straight, but he won't be close enough. Going back up to the top, is White Fountain going to be close enough to Lawrence D? He has the speed, and he goes for a move down the inside. And will it be? He tries to do it. They're still going side by side, but I think it's the move done for White Fountain. Yes, it is. As behind them, Rich 500 lost the position to TC, and the Astronaut he got ahead of Jordan, and now Jordan trying to get a move back on Astronaut, but just not happening.
Yes, so Jordan once again not finding the pace at the moment. Okay, it's got hard tires even, so well, I think someone wants to have the soft tires at the end.
Yeah, that's a very interesting strategy call. A bit of like an SC Max, but we saw how that ended for him at last race. But James Dovey really at the back of Vitinho, and both Mercedes look under pressure as Cam K from the lead of the Grand Prix pits in on lap 11. As now VR Kelvin, he doesn't pit in, but SC Max is within that 1 second, and he will have DRS.
Yes. And let's have a look into the battles here. So Lawrence D maybe trying to come back on White Fountain. And also James V closing in. Oh, look at Lawrence here. He's looking really good so far. Look at that. He's coming back. And he makes the move again. Or is... no, the Mercedes isn't defending. So Lawrence D made the move. He's up to P4 again.
Yeah, very good battling between the two, but White Fountain doesn't seem to be using a lot of his ERS. I'm not sure why. But he definitely has the advantage on the rivals next to him. And it's pretty close for this battle for 4th place currently.
So now another round between these two. And I think James Doe really struggling to get past Vitinho. But I think it is due to the DRS train. I think Vitinho has the lottery of getting at least some sort of DRS to at least stay within the reach or within the gap of his teammate. Meanwhile, Liam has got a 3-second time penalty.
As now White Fountain, he will have DRS. Vitinho closed up to his teammate, and only a 5/10 difference between them two now. But it won't be close enough to make a pass on Lawrence. for Vitinho, but it is for White Fountain. He goes for the move, and it's an easy job for him. Bob's your uncle, and he's past Lawrence C, but Lawrence C isn't willing to give up the position. He nearly loses the traction. DRS wide open. Now he's down the inside, and will he make the move sick? He tries to. White Fountain looks for the switch
Oh, look
back
at
on
that.
him, the undercut. They're still going side by side into the S's, and who will come out on top? Lawrence with the advantage down the inside now, and that's Lawrence keeping 4th position.
Oh, look at
But White
Vitinho.
Fountain will
No.
up top as Vitinho is defending from James Dovey, and now he's right at the back of his teammate. And White Fountain still looking to get past Lawrence, and this will be a potentially 4-way battle next lap.
Yeah, look how close it is between these 4. And if they continue, maybe TC could do something else as well if he finds the pace. Look at Lawrence D really doing the Yana Trilly here. He's really slowing it all down. But what an amazing battle it is at the moment. Really great to watch.
It sure is, but up the front, it's also a close battle. 3 tenths between the 3 drivers up in front. VR Kelvin decides to pit in, so it's only the 2 at the top. And Sipa, he might be close enough for a move, but the real battle is happening behind White Fountain. He'll try to go for a move on Lawrence C. Yes, he does. And I think that's an easy job for him yet again, but Lawrence will be back on the offense going into turn 3 on this straight with DRS wide open. But I don't think he'll be close enough this time, which is unfortunate for the Williams driver, and White Fountain might just pull away.
Yeah, I think he will pull away because I had the feeling that White Fountain is a bit quicker here, but he couldn't do it because of Lawrence, because Lawrence really couldn't find pace now, and it is now good for White Fountain to finally pass him, because it seems like he finally found the rhythm to, and the confidence of course, to pass him as well. So another yellow flag. It's Liam who's retired. So after the first retirement, it's a Red Bull.
Oh, it's a safety car.
The safety car has deployed, and I think now we will see the 2 stop. Yeah, I think now we see the drivers coming in.
Yeah, I'm predicting a lot of stuff here with my onboard laps. I said that it's also easy to get on the glitched curb and just lose it, and guess what? Liam just did that, and he has retired from the session, and it's a safety car, period.
So big shame for the Red Bull team. They really haven't got that much luck at the moment. So now Matt is coming in, and Zeep, of course. I think everyone will come in.
I won't be surprised if we see some double stacking here. We see
Yeah, look at
Vitinho.
Vitinho. He's slowing down to not have the issue of being double stacked. Look at that.
No, that's smart, but that could go to Stewart's office because of
look
unnecessary
at that.
slowing down. Who's that? Was that Rain Man again?
Yeah, it was Rayman.
Rain.
Oh no.
Rain Man can't do it on track, but he can sure do it in the pit lane, and he has gone ahead. I'm not sure who that was of, but I think it was TC. A great job from him.
So also to mention, Rich and Jordan have stayed out, and Kelvin with the soft tire in P4, and Zeep has jumped Mats.
Now, I'm not surprised Jordan has stayed out, as he is on the hard compound tires, but Rich 500 on the mediums. He is on 7 lap old mediums, and if I was him, I would pit in.
Yeah, I mean, that was a free stop, so he could have easily just cleared the stops and drove it to the end, flat out, with the hard tire.
That is true. VR Kelvin, he goes out on the softs, so he'll be looking for another pit stop after this, surely. I doubt they can last 15 laps, but now we're nearly halfway through the Grand Prix.
Yeah.
And it's looking, the grid is shaking up a lot.
I mean, look at that with people here at the top. We wouldn't expect, I mean, Fly's a P8, he still needs to do one more stop. But he might cause a bit of chaos there, because he can't keep up with the pace, because of the tire wear. Look at how the tires look. They really don't look that healthy.
They really don't, and it's definitely a disadvantage for him. A lot of the drivers behind, especially such as Vitinho and White Fountain, both on brand new hards, and they'll be looking to warm them up as fast as possible, as they are really difficult to warm up, so they might be at a disadvantage coming up at the race restart.
Yes, this could be a big issue as well. And now Rich is coming in. Oh no.
Oh no, that is race ruined in my opinion.
This will be a big issue here for Rich, because now he's at the back. He's in P17 and oh dear. This won't end well for Rich. I think this strategy really would have killed him now. And King J also in the pits on the soft tire. So he has 3 pit stops now. And well, now we are waiting for the restart. And we see Jordan in the lead. We have Zeepa and Kelvin. I think we can expect Kelvin to be the quickest of these top guys, because he has the soft compound. With Madsen P4, Fountain P5 and Lawrence D P6. And with Flies P7, Dovey, Vitinho and TC. Followed by Hoffner and Rayman in the points. At least if we would stop the count now. So just wait for the rest of the grid to follow the safety car now. And now everyone is in the train. And well, the restart should be pretty interesting, I believe.
Yes, it should be. It's going to be very interesting, as you said. 2 hard runners up in the front. I have a feeling VI or Kelvin will make the most of it, as his tires are the easiest to warm up and they are the grippiest. So he'll be trying to get a lead on them too, so that he can pit in quite peacefully, go for a 3 stop, I think? Or is that 2 stop?
2 stop. I think that was his first stop. Yeah, it was, because he stayed out.
Yeah, that was very lucky from VR Kelvin, and Cam is probably regretting it, as he was up in the lead with Kelvin, but he didn't make the most of the safety car and he decided to pit in.
So now it's go time here. The race is on the way. Jordan leads as Zeepa and Kelvin P3 has a little bit of a gap now to Zeepa. So not a good restart at all for the McLaren. Just we'll have a little look through the field. Oh, we see some lockups at the back. Look at Zeepa, however. Look at that Zeepa. He's looking set to take the lead. And oh my god, was really close there.
Oh,
and, oh dear.
Jordan's down to 3rd, potentially 4th. No, it isn't. No, VR Kelvin also gets bumped up to 2nd, and SC Matt will be looking for a move on Jordan in the coming laps.
But good move by Zeepa, and he will take the lead, but only for a matter of time, because look at Kelvin, he really pushes the soft tires to the limits. Look, oh god, Kelvin needed a break way too late. But now the issue is he has no DRS, so...
Now look at SC Matt, sorry for calling you in there, but that's him in front of Jordan. It's really important for the championship fight in the constructors standings for Racing Point, as they're in 2nd, and their the second driver, Rich 500, isn't doing that best, as Lawrence and White Fountain made contact. I don't know if you caught that on stream, but White Fountain nearly went off the road as Lawrence C clipped the back of him, and White Fountain was very lucky to keep on track.
Sadly, we haven't got it on stream, sadly, but there's always the danger here. I mean, White Fountain and Lawrence really have an interesting fight here today. And let's have a look into it again. I mean, Lawrence needs to go ahead of Fountain because he has the medium set of tires. So, oh god, I have the RPM glitch. No, I won't go on board with him, sadly. So, now Lawrence, round the outside he goes. Will be the move. Oh, looks good, looks very good. Another
Oh, they make
collision.
a little bit of contact. I think they're getting on each other's nerves slowly
Yeah.
as the race goes on. I won't be surprised if they make more contact because they've been battling this whole race and it's not looking as if it's going to stop.
Yes, and look at Kong Hoff. He made a move for P9. He passed Fleiss, who still needs to pit in. So now he starts to fall down. That was Renault a bit wide. It was King J, I believe. Let's have a look back into our favorite group. So, yeah, we see Lawrence still behind Fountain. And, well, Lawrence, oh god, he makes a little mistake here.
As King J went for a very audacious move on flight and he actually worked. He got into turn 13, I want to say, and that was a really nice move, but going back to the front, as that is Jordan now pitting in. The DRS has been enabled. Lawrence now trying to get the slipstream off White Fountain, and he will of course have the DRS on the Mercedes in the next DRS zone. So it might get really close yet again.
And, well, now Lawrence, oh look at that Lawrence here. He's going for the inside this time. Can he make the move now? And he does. But look at the Mercedes. It's coming back on him again. Look at that. They really have a lot of fun here today. But look at Lawrence here. Can he make it work? Oh my goodness me.
Oh, James now round the outside. Will he make the
move?
Oh, he doesn't. That's very unfortunate for him, but it was worth a try. Yellow flag,
And
safety car.
And that's Ronaldo.
He made the same mistake as Liam RBS. Both retired in the same position, and it's a safety car, which could save some people.
Wait,
for example, V or Kelvin.
He's upside down.
He's upside down?
Yeah, he is. I just saw it from the onboard of Jordan.
That must have been a huge collision. I would really love to see it from his onboard, but unfortunately we don't have replays. So hopefully he puts it out on Twitter or in the Discord. I'd love to see that.
Absolutely. And now this will be interesting because oh god, he nearly went in the pits, but Kelvin of course goes into it. So this should be interesting if someone else is coming in. Doesn't look like it.
No, just wanted to say, interesting to see SC Matt. He's still in second position, even though he got that 5-second stop-go penalty.
And also a thing that Fleiss is still staying out. He needs to do one more stop. So, well,
he might be waiting for that soft period. I don't think that's the smartest of ideas as for now he leaves from rage. But that's also TC into the pits, and Jordan overtakes him. Jordan probably should have stayed out a little longer.
Yeah. But that's the thing, you never know when the safety car comes out, and then we might think about doing the stop, and then all of a sudden, oh wait, there's a safety car, then you just let it come in. But if you do in the lap before, you think like you're the biggest idiot in the world.
Yeah, that's really true, as Liam also leaves the session out of frustration. I'm not surprised. Astronauty and Liam, the two retirees, both messed up on the same corner. And Astronauty, one of his crash was probably more spectacular according to you. I didn't see that on board, but he was apparently upside down. He was probably quoting Nico Hulkenberg, "I'm hanging here like a cow."
Maybe.
And it's another, just wanted to mention, it's another car upside down at Bahrain. We did see it in real life, Lance Stroll go upside down at nearly the same part of the circuit.
Yeah, that's true. So something is about this place where cars go upside down.
No. Not really much to talk about. We're just waiting for the safety car to end, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you have anything to mention of interest.
Oof, nothing regarding to the race at the moment. Well, we can just once go through the ranking order. So we have Zeep in the lead, we have Matt, Lawrence, Fountain, Dove, Vitinho, Hoffner, King J, Rayman, Cam, Fleiss still needs to do his pit stop, and Dexter at the moment in the point scoring positions. Rich already up to P13, but it won't be enough.
Yeah, of course, the top 12 get points, but just wanted to mention the fastest lap, the drivers with the fastest laps. It's White Fountain in the top 10, or the top 12, 1 minute 29.5, and then outside of that, it is VAR Kelvin, and just wanted to say, White Fountain has the two fastest sector, yes, the fastest sector 1 and 2, but VAR Kelvin, he does have the fastest sector 3, so he's looking very strong there, and it was definitely set on the period where he had the soft tyres on just before the safety car.
So that's pretty interesting here, and of course the fight for the fastest lap here in the two groups is going to be pretty intense now, because we've got TC, for example, on the fresh medium, Jordan on the one lap old medium. These two could get the fastest lap in the group if they can drop the 29 from Kelvin. So that's interesting here.
No, hopefully the safety car comes in this lap. I just wanted to mention the prospect tier results. It was Craig Senna who came out on top in the Ferrari. It was actually a Ferrari 1-2. Truth came out in second, and the Apex Rogue, he was in third position.
So maybe we'll see another Ferrari win today if Zeepa can keep it up, but the safety car will come in this lap, and look at how the field is bunched up.
This is looking like IndyCar right now.
Absolutely, this is going to be pretty interesting, I guess. I think now the race is underway because Zeepa has went full throttle, and there it is. The race is underway, and Zeepa leads of Estimat and Lawrence D. But already there is a Mercedes of White Fountain once again behind him. Look at that AlphaTauri. Look at that. This could be pretty crucial now. Lawrence is breaking very late indeed. And look at
Vitinho goes for a move on James.
Had it worked? No, it hasn't. Look at Vitinho here. So White Fountain tries on the inside. Vitinho on the outside. Can't work with Vitinho. Oh, some little bumping there. Look at White Fountain. I think he made a move. Yes, he did.
He might have. Yes, he did. James has kept his fifth position, but further down the grid it was King J and Kong Hoffner battling. Kong Hoffner nearly losing it, but Rainman going for a move.
Ooh.
And he doesn't make it stick, and is really close here in the battle from P4 to P10.
Now that's going to be interesting here. And now Lawrence once again behind White Fountain. I think he won't attack here, but it's a really tight battle here between these two. I think when the race is over, they will still have a lot of dreams about this battle, I believe, because it's so intense. Meanwhile, Kong Hoffman P7, King J with the soft tire P8, so he should have had the advantage, but the soft tires already are 5 laps old, so if they will make it until the end, I'm not so sure about it.
Yeah, I highly doubt they will, and it'll be very unfortunate for him if they don't. But a lot of battles now. You see, up at the top, Lawrence, will he go for a move on White Fountain? Yes, he does.
Yes,
he goes around the outside, really late braking from the Williams driver, and they make a little bit of contact. White Fountain tried to squeeze him out onto the curb, didn't really work. Lawrence wasn't backing down, and he can't make the move on White Fountain yet.
So he has to wait until maybe the next DRS zone or maybe next lap. So he has to wait. But look at the AlphaTauri of James. He is really looking quick here. And I think he has a good chance of maybe passing Lawrence anytime soon. Maybe when DRS will reappear.
He might even get it without DRS. He's looking that good. But Lawrence finally getting that ERS that he crucially needed during the course of this Grand Prix, and now on 43% ERS, he'd be looking to get the move on White Fountain and try to get ahead of him and solidify that P3 position.
Yes, and you at the top, Estimate's keeping up with Zeepa, and as I said, he locked up, so that's not a good sign. But
Yes.
anyway, let's have a look into the battle for third. But at the moment now, James Dovey is a bit closer towards Lawrence than Lawrence is towards White Fountain. Even through now, Lawrence catch up pretty heavily, so he's really investing into the ERS quite heavily.
Oh yeah, that's really smart from him because, I mean, there's no real point trying to, uh, like, battle hard. I'm talking about the driver's perspective, no real point battling hard. Just try to get the move done with the RS, but as Rainman and Kong Hoffner were battling at the back, Rainman had to pull out of that situation as he will made contact with Kong Hoffner.
Yes, and look at Hoffner. He's still close behind Vitinha, so theoretically he could be also in this battle if he doesn't make any sort of mistakes like he did here.
And now Lawrence getting out of that 8-10 1 second between him and White Fountain. White Fountain looking like he has a better pace currently. So Lawrence will be hoping to grab that DRS on him as he is using overtake mode. So is White Fountain, both trying to White Fountain trying to get outside that 1 second between him and Lawrence, while Lawrence trying to keep it within that 1 second. 1 second.
Yeah, and he has DRS, but he hasn't got a perfect slip. So look at James here. He might go for the move on the inside line. There he is. And that's AlphaTauri maybe making the move. Look at that. Look at the whips. He's still defending. Hang on. Look at it side by
side.
That's
James
amazing.
Both at DRS, but James just at the better traction of that last corner. And that's him in upper position. And it was Rainman also upper position, but they're still going side by side. Well, Flights gets the fastest lap time of the Grand Prix. But Rainman has to pull out again at the same corner, so it was a nearly double overtake for the AlphaTauris. But Kong Hoffner managed to get back past Rainman, and Rainman goes back into 8th.
So also interesting battle between these two, or not only these two. I think there's also a battle between the Renaults. Look at Cam.
Yeah, now it's looking like no team orders in the Renault car.
Oh, look at Rayman. He had a little collision with Kong Hoffner there. Sorry to cut in there.
No problem. I just caught that on my point of view while going on board with King J. It's looking really close between the two of them, and now Kong Hoffner will be very vulnerable as he has lost that DRS that he had on Vitinho.
Oh, big lock up there. This could be now the time for Raymond to pass him. Look at that. You have the DRS, and that's an easy move against the Ferrari. No big trouble here, and that's P7. And Vitinha passed Lawrence as well.
Now Lawrence, he didn't battle Vitinho at all, quite surprisingly, unlike he did with White Fountain. So maybe a little bit of a small rivalry developing between the two drivers.
And look at James. He tried to go around the outside of White Fountain, but in the end he didn't. Look at that. Flies another fastest lap of the race.
Yeah, he is absolutely flying, unlike Jack Aitken after his incident with the wall.
Yeah. And look at James, it's really quick. He might get the podium for White Fountain. Of course, he is on the medium tire, so he theoretically has the tire advantage. Of course, the medium is 10 laps old.
That's true, and according to my data, the mediums can only run 14 laps. That's probably till they hit 60%. So he will be right on the limit on the last lap.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see how well he's managed the tires. Whilst Cam made the move on his teammate. Look at Dexter now, who is also looking to make the move against the Renault. Okay, not yet. And also on the DRS straight, it will be hard because King has the slipstream.
I just wanted to call in, James Dovey makes a move for the last podium position, and that's him currently ahead of White Fountain. White Fountain loses the traction a little, and his run is compromised through there, and James Dovey is cleanly ahead of him, and that was a real mishap from White Fountain.
A lot of battling here going on at the front end, at the midfield, so that's pretty interesting to see. And well, at the moment, well, where should we have a look? So James in P3, so he's the one to look out for. At the moment, Zipa is controlling the race at the front. Matt is really catching up to him. He's at least matching the pace, so he's doing the Valtteri Bottas. And here we have White Fountain and Vitinha. These two, I'm not sure if they want to do team orders, so Vitinha will stay behind Fountain. If there is even any sort of...
King J with a big spin back in the midfield battle, and that's him down to 14th position. Well, that still leaves the rest of the drivers really close in proximity with each other, and there could be some amazing battles there.
Yeah, look at that, Rich in P12, so he will get 1 point at the moment. And, well, it should be interesting to see. Let's have a look. There's another yellow flag, and that's against King J.
King J again. His tires must be burning.
There is a puncher.
Currently.
He has a puncher.
He has a puncher.
A rear left puncher.
No.
He spun again.
He spun again. Disaster for King J. As he nearly hits TC. No safety car currently. Or no VSC. Nothing at all. Just some yellow flags. But another puncher in this race. Another puncher in podium tier.
Well,
First we had SC Mats. Now we have King J.
I look at Raymond here. On the outside of Kong Hoff, there was, I think, some more bumping there. So, I think there could be even more punches. I'm not sure who it might hit.
And that was Lawrence just saying, going really wide, nearly losing the car, I think. Now they just caught on the broadcast of Rainman and Kong Hoffner. So, Lawrence might have been out of this Grand Prix potentially, because I saw him out in the what is it? The runoff area.
So maybe he really has no real pace at the moment. He just tries to extract the maximum out of this car, and well, should be interesting. Let's have a look at Kong Hoffner again. He is still behind Raymond, but not close enough. Let's have a look into Richard action now. He is one of the title favorites now, after Austria at least. And he's behind Dexter. So normally Richard made the move against Dexter, according to the pace of qualifying. Look at that, Rich is really catching up to Dexter. This is for 1 more point. And look at that, Rich is making the move. And that was pretty easy. And that's 2 points now for Rich.
It's very important for him to grab those points, but now Kong Hoffner on the offense against Rainman. They're still going side by side. These two love this corner. They always seem to overtake each other, and that's Kong Hoffner ahead of Rainman on the penultimate lap of the Grand Prix.
Oh, that's going to be another rivalry, sorry. Just like White Fountain and Lawrence. Now we have Kong Hoffner and Rayman. And look at for Cam, actually.
Yeah, he's getting really close to Rainman after the two of them started battling. Well, ST Mats, he got up massively. It was 1 second at the start of this lap. Now it's 3 tenths, 2.5 tenths. And we could see a real battle for first place here in Podium tier.
Oh, this will be dramatic for the guys here supporting Zipa. Going to the final lap of the race now. This could be Matt's move for the lead. Race the point versus Ferrari. And look at that, Matt has DRS, DRS.
On an early move on him.
That's the change of the lead for SC Matt. So the Estonian driver will take the lead, and he will lead.
Oh, big lock-up from him. And he'll be looking for a good run into turn 3, so that he doesn't lose his first position.
Yeah, I think this looks good. Look at that, Zipa is a bit far away now. This might be
behind them. Just saying, White Fountain goes for a move on James Dovey, but James Dovey still hanging on the side. Oh, they make contact!
That's a
they
crash!
They make contact. James Dovey with no front wing, and Vitinho now right at the back of White Fountain. White Fountain with some front wing damage.
Absolute carnage in the final lap of the race here. And now, White Fountain, James Stowe have crashed. Bad luck for the AlphaTauri crew. So James, who had a strong race here today, was screwed by White Fountain. I think he lost the control of the car. So, we unfortunate here.
Now Zipa right at the back of SC Mats, 410s behind him, and Vitinho also right behind the White Fountain, but I don't think we'll be seeing any overtaking done at the end, as we see just James Dovey losing positions. Very unfortunate for him. Really good Grand Prix from him, and he lost his front wing.
Oh, look at that. This could be right until the end, but it looks like SC Mats will take the win. The second win of Racing Point this season, so he will continue the streak. SC Mats is the winner. White Fountain P3, Vitinho in P4, and Lawrence D in P5. Even have Konghofner after the penalty. So, what a race, man. And Rayman P7, F Cam. Rich finishes in P9. So, Rich had a good final laps, and he managed to be in P9.
Yeah, if you can see on the intervals, you can see it was just a couple of hundredths of a second for Rich. He crossed him on the finish line, but SC Mats, the winner of this Grand Prix, keeping that Racing Point streak alive, and it's win number 1 for the Estonian driver. Well done to him.
We did a great job here, and now King J is the final driver to finish this race, and he is doing some weird lines here.
Now he's probably a little bit furious after his puncture. I'm not surprised why. And White Fountain, I think he was just pushing it a little too much. Very frustrating race from him, for him, because of his battle with Lawrence. He was probably thinking that he should be ahead of the Williams, and now when James Dovey overtook him, he just went on the power too early, and they made contact, and it went really badly for James.
But I think this will be the case with Stuart surely, because I mean it screwed James' race, and we have driver of the day according to the game, Konghofner. Now it's your turn. Who is your driver of the day?
Oh, this is a very difficult choice, but in my opinion, it's going to be Zipa. He just came out of nowhere. We didn't see him last race weekend, and well done to the man who won his side bet of Zipa in the top 3. And could we see a streak for him, because he looked pretty good at the start of the last season, and hopefully he brings that, well, not really momentum, but he brings that confidence back for this season. And my question for him was, were you expecting to be up at the front, especially after missing round 1?
Yeah, so now I will pick as the driver of the day. I think I will go according to the game. I will pick Konghofner, because I mean he's on P16 and he's up in P6 now. So what a drive from Konghofner. And my question simply would be how he felt like, or how his expectations were coming into this race weekend. I mean, it was his first ever race this season. So, I mean, the expectations for this race are actually a bit interesting, according to me.
Yeah, that is very true. As, I took a screenshot of the results, so I'm just going to run through them now when the photo starts to load. But it was a very good race in my opinion. Lots of battles, especially in the midfield.
Absolutely, it was crazy how many battles there were, but it actually proves the point that Bahrain is a good track to race on. And I think you will agree with me that Bahrain is a nice track.
Yeah, it's lovely for the spectators, and it's lovely for overtaking. Maybe not a driver favourite because it's quite a difficult circuit, especially in Sector 2, but to run you through the results after the race, it was SC Mats who finished first, Zipa in second, White Fountain third, fourth for Vitinho, Lawrence in fifth, Konghofner in sixth, Rainman in seventh after his overtaking in the pit lane, Cam in eighth, Rich 500 from second to ninth from hero to zero for him. James Dovey, who had that big crash with White Fountain, he finished 10th. Dex Dexter in 11th, and Kelvin with the last point paying position 12th. And to mention TC with the fastest lap outside the top 10 or top 12. And just gonna check who went to in the top 10. It was, I think it was Dex Dexter.
Oh. Well, that's surprising.
No, sorry, not the Dex Dexter, my bad. He went with a 1 minute 30. I was looking at the tenses only. It was James Dovey.
Well, at least some sort of redemption there, but I think this won't make him happy at all. There was more possible, but at the end, sadly, the incident with White Fountain, well, yeah, what else can we say about this?
Yeah, it was, as I said, a really good Grand Prix, and I hope everyone enjoyed it. It was quite dramatic at the end with all the overtakes.
Absolutely. So, do you have anything more to add?
No, I don't.
Alright then, I think that now it's time to end the stream. Go check out the Precision tier now. They have a race as well, so go check out their stream. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and ring the bell for more streams or for the notifications of the streams if you are really interested in the upcoming races. So, from my point, it's thank you so much for watching, and yeah, we'll see you soon for the next race, but not next week, because we have a little break. So I think we'll be in 2 weeks, a 2-week break, and then we have a race on the 8th of January, I believe.
Yeah, I believe that too.
So we'll just have a look before we really say goodbye. Yep, it is. So 8th of January, the next race in Hungary. So make sure to join us then when it's time for the Hungarian Grand Prix. So until then, goodbye. Have a nice couple of days, and of course, Happy New Year, of course, early, because I mean we will see us next year. So goodbye.